how to diffuse, right? Diffuse the bomb, you would say, is to do the agreement, to agree with them, right? So we have our powerful Mr. Dale Boudreaux here. So would you like to go ahead and help us with the agreement drill? So what he's going to do is he's going to give us some objections and we're going to agree with him. So you can I usually I'll share what I usually do, right? So what I usually do is I have 2 to 3 that I go to, and then I get a little creative, right? But my go-tos are I definitely understand. I get it. I feel you, right? Those are the ones that I usually gravitate because because you have to agree, and it would be awkward if you agreed like 2 minutes later. So you want to have something that you always go to. If you don't, if your brain is not working fast enough to create one, then you want to have something that you always just say, you know what, I get it. That's an easy one. I get it or I understand. So, all right, everybody can come off of mute, and we're going to go ahead and agree with everything Mr. Del Boudreaux throws at us, right?
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right, man. Everybody ready? All right, here
Hmm.
we go. Man, this looks like network marketing.
I
I
see why you say
completely get it. I
that.
can see where you can see that.
You know what? I don't have no money right now.
I
I
hear you.
understand.
I
I
understand.
understand that.
You know what? I don't have no time right now to do anything extra.
Gotcha.
I get it.
I get it. It's busy. I'm a busy person too.
You know what? I need to get my wife on the phone here because I don't know about this.
Absolutely.
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 You know what,
Both
man?
agree.
My dog ate my homework.
Oh, that's
Really?
crazy.
Well, I
Wow, that's
mean,
I hear
it does
you.
I
it
can
does happen.
understand.
It does
It's
happen.
delicious,
man,
wasn't it?
that
It's crazy.
man, that's solar. Is that real or what is that?
Yes,
I,
absolutely.
Yeah, I get it.
I get that all the time.
It's pure
That
Listen.
salt.
water system, are you sure I can use that for the ball band or are you just trying to blow smoke up? You know, I mean, what is that?
That's a
That
Absolutely,
good
you
I
one.
hear
can.
that all the time.
That's a good one.
Now he's
I
running out
don't
of
have
things to
I
say.
don't have no money.
Well, a lot of people say that,
They say the same thing.
right?
I had to throw that one in there twice.
Well,
I
because
thought,
a lot of people say it twice, right?
oh yeah. Oh, am I gonna have to go to events and all this other stuff, man? I mean, come on.
All right. Thanks. Everybody give yourself a round of applause, and Mr.
Everybody
Duff
did
a round of
great.
applause because he was
Thank you,
throwing the
Miss
kitchen
Angel.
sink out there for us today.
Hmm.
He wanted to make sure that we learn how to agree, right? Because sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard because they do throw us a lot of things, and the main thing is they're trying to throw us off our track, and so you don't want to give them that. Give them that, right? So think of it as I don't know, competition. Like, no, who's gonna lose first? Who's gonna not agree first, right? So you want to be the winner on that end and always agree because it actually diffuses it. I mean, look, he even started laughing when he knew he threw something crazy at us and we still agree with him. And he was like, oh, Lord, who am I talking to? Right. And that's exactly what you want to do because you want you want to throw him off instead of him throwing you off. You threw him off by agreeing to that crazy objection he gave you, right? So that's how you win the game. It's just to agree, and then as you agree, then we have other things that you start to do after the agreement, right? Just because you agree doesn't mean you actually think that what he's saying is true. So once you agree, then you want to now say, I absolutely understand where you're coming from. A lot of people actually say that. But you can go with the found felt, like the felt found, right? Or because a lot of people in network marketing uses it now. So what I do is I just make sure that I agree with him and that I acknowledge what he's saying. So by agreeing and then acknowledging, meaning I say, yeah, I can see where you're coming from, A lot of people have said that to me. See, I'm acknowledging what he's saying, right? That's the next step. And then after the acknowledgement, now you want to share. So what I found out, I agree with you. I thought the same way, but what I found out is this, right? Whatever it is that you want him to understand or educate him on the next step. But it's always, it won't work if you don't agree first, right? Because if you start educating him, guess what? He's going to run away from you already, right? And so you have to have an accord and a rapport before you want to say your view, right? So thank you for sharing that. So I want to start out with of course, welcoming all the new people here who has jumped in. If you had never role played before, what we like to do on this call is work on what you're working on right now, whether it's piquing the interest for solar, whether it's piquing the interest for rain, or whatever scripts that you're working on right now. We want to go ahead. This is a safe place for you to share so we can work on that and get it to where it is giving you the results that you're looking for, right? So if anybody has anything that they want to work on, go ahead and share that now. Anybody got Miss Les?
So,
Uh-huh.
so I was thinking, Miss Leslie can go because she hasn't gone in a while. And then maybe we can work on a three-way call, and that would be a good role play for us this evening.
Okay, so you want to do the role play call, Miss Leslie? Did you have something that you wanted?
You asking me, good evening. And when you asking me, you're asking caller. Do I have something?
Yes. Well, you have your mic off, so I wasn't sure if you wanted to work on something or you wanted to work on the three-way with Miss Carla.
We could do the three-way from Miss Caller.
Okay, great. So, Miss Carla, you want her to do the three-way or you want to be the one doing the three-way first?
Let Leslie go first.
Okay, so Leslie's gonna do the
money is
three-way,
moved.
right?
Where do I
So
throw it to?
you are the expert, Miss Carla? Is that you're gonna be the expert? So I see who wants to be the other person? Because there's a three-way, so we need three people. Right? Who's gonna be the prospect? Anybody volunteer to be the oh, Donna? Okay. Donna's gonna be the prospect, Miss Leslie, and Miss Carla's gonna be the expert.
Okay.
Okay, do you want me to give you some challenges?
Yeah, just whatever you feel, right?
Okay,
However
I'm ready.
you want it to go. All right, Miss Leslie,
Hi.
go ahead.
Hey, Donna, this is Leslie. Good evening.
Hi, how are you?
Awesome, awesome. As I sent you the information, the video, what you like best about what you saw?
Oh my goodness. I really haven't had the time to check it out. I had a birthday party and I just been running around with the kids. I really haven't had the opportunity to look at it.
I understand. So when do you have time? Can you watch it now within the next hour? So that way we can.
I probably can do sometime this evening.
Okay, awesome. So I have available 8 to 8:30 p.m., which work better for you.
I could probably do 8, maybe.
Okay, sounds great. Maybe. Well, well, listen, Donna, you say you were serious about earning some income and changing the life for your family, leaving a legacy. So isn't that important enough to carve out at least 30 minutes to watch the information?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's only 30 minutes, right?
Sure, or less.
I'm sorry.
What's the 30 minutes or less?
Or less. Okay, that sounds even better.
Awesome, awesome. So can I lock you in for 8 p.m. this evening?
Yeah. I'll get a chance to, I'll have the kids probably in the shower and getting ready for bed. So
So by that time you have them already ready, because I'd like to have your full attention so that way you get to see the information without any distraction. And after you see it, you can make a sound decision. So you need to be focused while you watch the information.
Okay, this isn't one of them things, is it?
What do you mean? Tell me more. What thing?
Like one of them, it sounds like one of them pyramids or something.
Oh, wow. I understand what you're saying. Pyramid. Well, this is something that can change, I said, the life of your family, your life, first of all. So, and how do you define the word pyramid? 'Cause I hear a lot of people say that as well. How do you describe pyramid?
I guess that's like where, I mean, where's the person at the top makes all the money.
Oh, wow. I understand. Great. So, have you ever worked for a company or do you have a business of your own?
Yeah, I've worked for like corporate America.
Awesome. So, the CEO of that company, you think he made more than anyone else, all the employees?
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely right. And that would have been the same as you operating your own business. You don't expect your employee to earn as much as you earn, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess you got a point.
Oh, awesome, awesome. So yeah, so we hear pyramid all the time, but it's just a system of operation. That's all it is. But once you take a look at this information, you'll be able to come to a conclusion of whether or not, hey, I can do this business. So it's a business opportunity. And you don't have
Okay,
to,
okay.
you don't
That
have to
sounds
recruit
okay.
anyone.
That sounds pretty good.
Okay, awesome. So we're gonna lock in 8 p.m. sharp.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll finish it up by then.
Oh, absolutely wonderful. So I'll give you a call back at 8, say 25 p.m. to get your
Okay.
input.
Okay,
Sounds
that'll
great.
work.
Okay. So the only thing that will keep you from not taking my call at 8:25 will be well, I gotta take the child to the emergency room, right?
Right. You're right.
Absolutely. Okay, well, listen, I look forward to get the information to you at 8 p.m. You watch it, and I'll follow up with you at 8:25 p.m.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, everybody give them a round of applause. She got the appointment right. And we're actually that's gonna be round two, right? Part two. So we'll do that on part two. But when I want to make sure that I I go over what has already happened and and share what she did right. So there was a lot of great things. I love Miss Leslie. I love that you know that she came out, which we always get, right? This is like 80% of the people are like, oh no, the cat, something happened and we couldn't watch the video. Right? That happens a lot, right? No one watches the video. Something happens. I had to wash my hair, all kinds of stuff. So I love that you didn't take that. You said, nope, some people, and what some people do is they would have gone through the three-way without having them watch the video, which is a no-no, right? Because the three-way would not have the same results if the person was not already exposed to a video or to a business overview or any of that. So if you cut that short and you actually got a person on with an expert when they have no idea of, no idea of the business or a business overview or even watch the presentation, you basically just killed the call. It would do nothing, right? And it would be hard to get to redo that. So you definitely they have to have before a three-way, they have to watch the video. So if they haven't, reschedule. Always reschedule. And I love that. So that's what you did. You asked her to watch the video and you asked her when she can watch the video. I love I love it, Miss Leslie, because you're just so nice. You're so sweet and so nice, but I need you to have a little bit more confidence. I need you to tell I need you to tell Miss Donna what to do. You're so nice. So how I would because remember, in order to lead a person, you don't have to be mean to lead a person, but you don't want to ask them like, is it okay if I call you? Is it okay if you watch the video? Is it okay? That won't lead a person, right? Because this person if they're trying to come into a business with you, they want you to lead them, right? So you have to start out with leading them in conversation already so that they have the confidence to walk through each process and then in. If you're too nice, then they'll end up being the too nice person back and not really be transparent with you the way that you want them to do. So I would have just said, instead of asking her how, because you asked her, do you have, would it, do you, you know, would to, I forget the wording, but it was, you asked her if later was better or if you wanted to now. I would just say, hey, are you ready right now? Right? You wanna take the opportunity when it comes. So she said, no, right? I haven't watched it. It's like, okay, let's watch it right now. And then remember, if you say, let's watch it right now, she can come back and say, no, 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 I don't have time. But the chance of her saying, you know what, being led and saying, okay, let's do it, is a lot better if you didn't ask her. Because when you ask her, you give them a chance to seek a way out. But if you said, hey, let's watch it right now, said, no problem, no worries, let's just watch it right now, it's gonna catch her to where she's like, okay, or it's not gonna give her that way out. Because sometimes when you ask people something, that gives them a chance of a way out, right? And she would have said, oh no, let's do 8:30. But she's gonna tell you that anyway. So why not just tell her, let's watch it right now? And then if it doesn't work out, she's gonna tell you anyway. No, I think 8:30 is better, right? And so when she tells you that, but I know how you are, Miss Leslie. You're so nice and so sweet, So a little bit more, I need a little bit more of the dragon in you. I know you have it in there, right? Just like you would lead, lead the people at your work if you had coworkers or employees, you wouldn't ask them. You just like, okay, hey, let's have a meeting at 5 o'clock because we gotta take care of this. Same thing with your prospects. Don't try to hold them like they're an egg, right? You want to do the same thing you would do in any other situation, which is like, hey, we need to get this done, so let's get this done, right? And they love it. They actually love it because that will feel more secure for them, right? When you're in a business, you want to work with somebody who's not nice. You want somebody who you can feel secure with, right? In business. And so that's why you want to do it that way, right? And then I love the fact that you that you you know the one thing that I would say when she was talking about the pyramid, you forgot was to agree with her. You forgot to agree about the pyramid, right? So you just went straight into saying, you just went into talking about pyramids and stuff like that, but you didn't agree with her first, right? So you always want to remember to agree and just say something like, yeah, I get it. I hear that a lot. I say that when I hear pyramid schemes because I hear it a lot. I said, I understand. I hear that a lot. People tell me scams. I was like, yeah, scams every day, right? Every day. I get scams on my phone every day. I get pyramid schemes every day, right? I hear that a lot. I definitely agree, and then I loved how you asked her the specific questions to get her to tell you why she thought it was a pyramid scheme, right? And she said, oh, the people on all the top. So you're really good at fact finding questions. You're really good at asking her questions to where she said, oh, all the people on the top make the money. And boom, you found a way to, right, to turn that around and say, yeah, just like your CEO, right? Right. So that's where those questions, when somebody is saying something that you don't like, turn around and ask a lot of questions so you can find out what their perspective is. Why do they think this way? And you can now have the time to find what a rebuttal. And she did, right when she said, oh, like all the people on the top, right? And I love that. That's a great answer, right? That's a great answer because you found out what she thought was the problem. Instead of trying to talk about, pyramid schemes and trying to diffuse that. You just worried about what she thought. And that's where you turn her around because she was like, okay, that makes sense, right? Another tip you could say for me, one that works is, when they talk about pyramids, and then she agreed with you. I said, I always say, yeah, it's just an organization structure. You're right. You hear pyramids a lot because it's an organization structure. Your church has an organization structure similar. Your corporate has organization structure similar, right? So it's an organization structure. You're right. That's why you hear it a lot. Now, illegal structures is a whole different word, right? And I guarantee you, because we're working with the government on all of our home essentials projects, you don't have anything to worry. So let's move on. Right? So let's move on. Because solar, roofing, all of that, we have to work. We have government incentives. We're working alongside with things that the government is pushing. So I mean, ADT brings, we're not working with anything that you don't already know, right? That's already been have their own certifications through the government. We don't have to worry about that. Perfect. So let's go ahead. But overall, great job, Miss Leslie. I love that. I can't wait until I see you wrestle these like a dinosaur, like a dragon, right? I know you're gonna have it. And I love that, you threw that funny little, are you sure you're gonna show up, right? Because you had her laughing, right? And humor is the best way to get somebody to come back to you. Because she's gonna remember you for sure, right? So let's go ahead with part
Thank you, Miss
two.
Angel. Okay.
Part two is going to be now. Part two is just to go ahead and go into this person's already watched the video, and now we're gonna go. But I love that you brought that up, Donna, and that's why I wanted you to go with what you felt, because to be honest, when you go out there in the field, you're gonna get all kinds of stuff, right? It's never gonna it's never gonna be all, it's never gonna work out the way you planned it. So that's why here we want you to come on like you would be that person. And I got a lot of people who are really tough, and it really helps when you're actually tough instead of being nice, right? Because a lot of people out there are not nice on you, so we need you to be ready when they're not, more than when they are nice. So the second part now, we'll switch it up. Who wants to be the expert, the prospect, or okay, Miss Carla, you still want to be the expert? Okay, Miss Carla.
Yes, ma'am. I get to
Expert.
practice that.
Okay, so who's gonna be the prospect and the builder? Any takers? Or I see Mr. Chisman. Are you ready to be one of the prospect or the? I see your mic.
Let's see. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Angel and guests, I am so sorry I got to bow out. I
Oh,
did
no
not
worries.
know what this call is about. I didn't know what the call is about, but I'm glad I found out. It's just right to be wrong for me this evening, and I apologize profusely.
Oh, no
Uh, well, that's not like me, as if you know, and it's good seeing some of the faces here tonight, and I'll be back.
worries. All right, we'll love to see you back next time.
Okay, okay. Good night.
Good night. All right. So who wants to anybody? Oh, Mr. Del Boudreaux, here we go.
I'll do it.
Okay, so you're gonna be the builder then?
Yeah, I'll be the builder.
Okay. So now we need a prospect. Donna, you want to be the prospect again? I like your heart. I like your heart answers. She's a great prospect.
I'm using the ones that people have given me so I can
Absolutely, we need that.
Yeah.
We need real life here. No
Okay,
roses
so
around here. All right, let's go.
where are we at in the conversation? We're at where they're
So
three
you've
way.
already watched the video, and he's going to now. You already watched the video, so we'll start from there. That he's calling you now after you watch the video.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, I'm calling. Okay. All right. So we watched the video on what?
And now you're gonna
We watched the
do the
video
three-way.
on solar. We watched the video on
Probably most likely we're watching the video on the
collabor
whole build the build network, right?
collaboration for Build
Collaboration.
Network.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Collaborations, and now you're gonna walk her to the three-way with your expert, Miss Carla.
So I'm walking her to the three-way with Mr. Bean or whoever, right?
Yes, Miss Carla right now.
Oh, Miss Carla's the three-way call.
Yeah, she's the expert.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. All right. So Miss Carla, before I start, give me 2-3 points about you that I don't know.
Okay, so I work in I've been working in career workforce development and higher education for an extended period of time.
Okay,
What else?
higher education.
That I enjoy helping people figure out what their goals are, what's next for them, which is still relevant to what we do. And what else? And I can help them meet their goals. Real simple.
Love that. And so for
Okay,
those,
fantastic. All right, who am I calling here?
Donna.
Miss Donna. All right. So, okay, I'm going off a pure no script nothing right now, okay? So we're all gonna learn something tonight.
It's all good.
Ring ring.
Hello.
Hey, Miss Donna, this is Dale Boudreaux calling you back. You watched that video, right?
Yeah, I finished it.
All right, fantastic. Well, what'd you like about the video?
I like the fact that you had clean water. I mean, we really need that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a very important part of our business right now. Water filtration. And is there anything else you liked about our business?
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty simple for the most part. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the one thing that we pride ourselves on in this business. Simple. One of the things I'd like to do, if you got 2 minutes, is I'd like to put you on the phone with our subject matter expert on water filtration. If you got a minute.
yeah, I've got just a few minutes.
Hey, no problem, man. Look, Miss Carla, she works in higher education. She's a team builder. She's very goal oriented, and she's helped her team achieve their goals. This is somebody, if they told me if I got 3 minutes for them to then find somebody like them to put you on the phone with them. So I found you, and I'd like to just put 3 minutes with Miss Carla on the phone. Is that possible?
Yeah, I guess so.
Fantastic. Oh, hold on one second. Ring, ring. Miss Carla.
Hello.
Hey, Miss
Hello.
Carla, I got Miss Donna on the phone, and she is a goal-oriented person. I thought of you to do a three-way call. Do you have a minute to do a three-way call with her?
Absolutely, Dale. It's great. Most definitely.
Well, fantastic. I'm gonna put her on the phone right now. Thank you. All right,
Thank
click. Miss Donna, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, fantastic. I have Miss Carla on the phone. Miss Carla, this is Miss Donna, and I'm gonna let you take it away.
Thank you so much, Dale. Donna, so it's a pleasure to meet you this afternoon. So tell me a little bit about yourself right quick.
Well, I work with kids right now. I am a stay-at-home nanny. I kind of make my own hours and I like to travel. That's kind of what I do.
Awesome. Fantastic. So tell me a little bit about what it is that you like best about the information that you saw today.
Well, I was speaking to Dale about it and I told him I really like the water idea because we all need clean water.
Mm-hmm. And what
I
else did you
also
like?
like I'm sorry. I also like the fact that you can make extra income.
Mm-hmm. So you like the clean water, and you also like the fact that you can make extra income. That's fantastic. Yes, and we can help you with both of those things. So tell me a little bit about the quality of the water that you accustomed to drinking and how we might be able to support you in getting clean water.
Well, I
Yeah.
order those big, like those big jugs that you get.
Mm-hmm.
I order some of those. Sometimes I get bottled water.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that's about it.
Are you in a home or an apartment that you
I live
own
in
or
I
rent?
live in an apartment.
You live in an apartment, okay.
Mhm.
And does your landlord allow you to do any improvements to the apartment, or do you have to connect with your landlord to being able to do anything? So do you
You
have
know, and
autonomy in there or no?
I never really even thought about that. I would probably have to ask, I guess.
Okay, okay, great. That's something that we can definitely, encourage you to do is to ask your landlord. And have you seen any extensive information about the water system?
Just that it helps get rid of impurities and, you know, um, plastics and stuff like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you also mentioned something about extra income. How much extra income do you need per month that would make life easy for you in terms of being able to provide the best care possible for the children that you work with?
I would probably, to be comfortable, want an extra, $2,000 or $3,000.
Extra $2,000 a month. Awesome. Fantastic.
Hmm.
And Dale mentioned something about you being a go-getter. So tell me a little bit
Yeah.
about that. Do you have some people in your life that you would feel comfortable sharing the business with as far as building the business and or individuals that you would like to share the water filtration system with who are in the same similar situation as yourself who wants better water?
Well, maybe at my religious organization, maybe, because I go to a study and maybe some of them might want to know about it.
Absolutely. So let me ask you one more question on a scale of 1 to 10, with one being I need more information and 10 being that I am ready to like get started right away. Where do you see yourself?
Well, I think I need a little bit more information though.
Hmm.
Um, I would to get started right away. I don't know about that, but I would say about a 7.
A 7, fantastic. So, what do we need to do to support you in getting beyond the 7 in terms of, sharing the information with your friends and family and also getting started?
I think I would need to see more data and maybe some live examples or some social proof of some sort.
Perfect. Well, we do have just the thing for you. So, Mr. Boudreaux is going to send you some information about more details about a water filtration system. In addition to that, we also going to invite you to our special training this evening at 9 p.m. Eastern time. What time zone are you in?
Central.
Central. So that's about 8 p.m. Central time, where we're going to have a special trainer who's going to be talking specifically about the water system this evening. Will that be a good time for you? 8 o'clock Central time for you to join us this
Maybe
evening?
I might be able to do that.
Okay, let's make that happen. All right. So at this point, stick with Dale. He is going to give you all the information that you need in order to get you moving forward. In addition to that, if you have any questions, concerns, please feel free to, reach out to Dale. He knows how to get in touch with me. And either way, if he doesn't have the answer, he knows how to get to the answers. All right, Donna, I look forward to you, partnering with us once you get the additional information. Is that a
Okay, that
deal?
sounds cool.
Okay, thank you so much. And I'm going to give it back to Dale. Stick with him. He's a good person. He's got all the information that you need. Thank you so
Oh,
much. It's a pleasure talking with you. And I look forward to welcoming you full force.
all right, thank you.
Thank you, Miss
Thank
Carla.
you. Thank you,
All right,
Dale.
everybody give him a round of applause, right? But it's courageous to actually be to step forward, right? Especially Dale. He was just thrown in there. And you did fantastic. I knew I didn't have anything to worry about with you, Dal. So you I knew that as a builder, you would have taken that And I love what he did, right? Exactly what you need to do on a three-way, right? Number one, he asked the questions, of what did she like the most, and she wasn't open to Dale as much as she was to Carla, right? So she was a little bit holding back there, and he still dug and dug until he got a couple of answers from her. He wasn't just gonna settle with those the little thing that she was trying to give him, right? He was like, well, tell me more. What other things, and getting her to talk more, because remember, here it's not you talking to them, it's them talking to themselves. The more you get them to talk about what they like, the more they are selling themselves, not you. So that's why you want them to talk more. That's why you don't want to stop and start talking, because what most people would have done is when she said, oh, I just like the water. And he did talk about a little bit. He agreed with her. He talked a little bit of the water, but then he asked her more, right? Most people would have just said, "Oh, okay, it's just the water. Oh, this is what's so great about the water." Da 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 da, and we'll go on like 5 to 10 minutes of how great alkaline water is, right? And no, you don't want to do that, right? You want that's where you get the experts to come in less, right? Speak less, and we have different tools you can use. So I love that, and then he edified the expert, Miss Carla, before the call. Because I've jumped on many three-way calls when it's like, hey, Miss Angel, so this is Miss Angel. She's da 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 da, and I'm like, oh man. It's supposed to be before the call because it makes it very awkward and it makes it feel like it's not genuine, right? When you hop on a call and you're talking so good, and it just feels like that person is just trying so hard to sell this other person to you. But if you do it the way Dale did it before the call, then it doesn't feel manipulated, right? It doesn't feel like he's putting on a show in front of the expert, right? So you want to always do it before you get the expert on. And then he got the expert on, and he did what you're supposed to do, which is mute and step away, right? And and that's what you have to do. You have to know how to, how to hand it over, right? A lot of times people, their egos are so, you got to leave the ego at the door when it comes to the expert. When they step in, you got to step out, right? So even if you know and you want to say this and you want to say that, but the expert is actually walking the person to a different process. And if you say something, you're going to throw them off, or even throw the prospect off from where they were trying to go. Because now they're taking their attention away from the process that they were being, you know, taken to, and now they're turning their attention to you, and you're now it's just broken, and the expert might not be able to, you know lead them back the right way once that happens, right? And so you definitely want to just stay quiet. If there's anything that you want to add, you can add after the call, right, with your prospect. And if there's a question you have, like, oh, why didn't you talk about this, or why didn't you talk about that, it's something that you would want to get on with the expert and say why. Oh, I want to ask a question because I really wanted to say this. I wanted to see why you didn't, why you didn't say this and that, because the expert might now share with you the learning experience as to why they kept that particular, uh, didn't tell them about this, or didn't talk about something, because it may not pertain to the person that they were talking to, right? I want to show you a real, uh, a true story, because literally I was on a call on a three-way with someone, and someone actually interrupted and said, so and so has to be somewhere. And so, and literally like just threw the whole call off, right? They said, oh, so and so have to go because they have a meeting that they got to go to or whatever it is, or job or something, right? And it just threw all the whole call off. I was in the middle of actually giving him a vision of international. He was excited. He was there and was like, "Oh my God, tell me more, tell me more." And I'm sorry, Miss Angel, but he's got to go to the. It wasn't even the prospect that said he had to go, but the other person said that, and then he ended up. But see, the great thing is if the way that I piqued his interest so much that he was like, hold on, no, I'm not ready to go yet. I got to hear what she has to say, right? And the call continued on, but if I hadn't piqued his interest to that much, it would have ruined the call, right? Because he actually cut off at the very part where I was going to share something really incredible with him. And so the guy was like, no, 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 no. But I have to now say, okay, if you have to go, you got to go. How much time do I have? And he's like, well, you know what? I have 5 minutes. And you know what? All right. So I told him whatever in 3 minutes. And I said, you said 5. I did it in 3. So are we ready? You know? And he said, yeah. Right. So, we can turn it around. But the thing is, that could have been a really bad situation. Right. Because that person just got off of me and just started to say something, you know, and it wasn't even the person that said no. Yeah, I didn't even know he had to go anywhere because he was so intrigued in our conversation. He probably forgot he had to go somewhere, which is a good thing, right? And so always be very careful about interrupting when the expert is talking. So great job, Del. Perfect thing that you did as a builder. Now we're gonna go on to Miss Carla as an expert. Love it, Miss Carla. I love your professionalism. When you got on there, you asked her, exactly what you needed to say, which is, what did you like most? She felt so comfortable with you. She shared more than she even shared with Dell, right? So she was telling you more about the alkaline water, and then she about the making money, and then she was opening up to you, right? So that's how the three-way call is supposed to be if it's set up right. The way that Dell set it up, it opened her eyes. It wasn't seeming manipulative at all, and he made it so smooth to the point where when the expert got on the line, she did her thing. She introduced. She said hi, and now the prospect is as what is feeling connected and feeling where she can open up. That's what you want to do, right? And she opened up and she shared a lot more things. And so I love that. What happened next was Miss Carla went through everything that she said, right? So she said first she was talking about the alkaline, so she touched on that. Then she touched only on the things that Donna liked. We have so much things that we can talk about, but it doesn't really matter. It only matters what Donna likes, right? So she was in tune to her station, and she said, okay, let's talk about the water, right? And so she did talk a little bit of water. She did ask her a few questions about the water to say, hey, are you owning? Do just to see how she would incorporate the water. The only thing that I would say is to instead of talking about the water, I would have sent like a video, right? You can send one of the videos if you have. I have arsenals of videos. So I have Mrs. Bean's over this rain H2O overview. I think that's the one that Sabrina had done with her, introducing her. I think that's the latest one. So I always send the latest one, so I think the latest one was the one with Sabrina and her. So I said, great. We're gonna go ahead and send you a video on rain so you can learn more, because she said she didn't know much about it. So it's like, great, let's go ahead and send that, and Dell's gonna go ahead and send that. And then if Dell doesn't have it, if you have it, that's what I do. I say Dell is gonna send it, but if Dell texts me and says I don't have it, then I will send it to Dell so he can send it to her, right? So that's how you do teamwork, right? And so then Dell will send that to her because you don't want to explain all the Rain H2O and all of that on the conversation. You're just leading the conversation to the results here, right? So less information. Then I love this is my favorite, and I didn't use this on purpose, Miss Carla, because this is my favorite close. She closed her with the 1 to 10, right? That's my favorite close because that solidifies everything for you. I have done so many Zooms where I've not used it, and 100% did not get a result because I didn't use it. When I didn't use it, I said, oh, I forgot to use it. And it didn't come out with the result that I wanted every single time. So I always make it a point, like that is my go-to. So if you don't know what it was, she said on a scale of 1 to 10, right now for this business, it changes per business. But for me, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you want to be a customer, that's what I say. And 10, you love the business and want to get started today, what number would you be? Because at the end, 1, because if you say 1, you need more information, that doesn't give you anything. But if you say 1 is being a customer, now you either got a customer or a business partner. She can't choose anything else. She got to either be a customer or you're not giving her a choice of to say anything but yes. Yes to being a customer, yes to being a business partner. Which one you want to do? Right? That's how you want to do it. You don't give them a choice of anything but customer and if she says, even if she says customer, you already know she wants to be a Rain H2O customer. Right? So there, she said a 7, which means that there's some concerns. Right? So I love that you asked her because she wanted more information. So you asked her more things about it. But the better question at this point would be, what are your concerns? Because if she's a 7, she's not ready at a 10. She has some concerns. So here, you already know what GCU, once you get the concerns, what are the concerns? Because she wants more information. You can even say, okay, great. I'm definitely going to give you more information. What type of information? But the better term would be, what are your concerns? Right? Because you need to know what is it keeping her from getting started. And then she'll be able to tell you. Right? So Donna, what is keeping you from getting started?
Are you asking me right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I don't know. I just don't have a lot of time, and it might be a financial thing. Things are kind of tight right now.
Okay, great. I love that. You see how we got a clearer picture? Because she's sitting there saying more information. It could be anything. It could be, but now we got down to the root of it, time and finance. So Donna, tell me, if I can show you how time and finance is not an issue, is there anything else that would keep you from getting started?
I guess not.
All right. So, see, now you've identified the 2 things that are keeping her from getting started. Everything else is just smoke, right? So here is the 2 things. Time. Great. So tell me a little bit of the time. What do you mean by time? You don't have enough time.
Well, I work 50 hours a week, then I got to pick up the kids, and then I got to make dinner, and it's just everything's everywhere.
Oh, yeah, I definitely get it, right? I was in corporate America, running home, taking care of the kids, a full-time job at home and a full-time job at work, right? So I get
Right.
it. So you see how I acknowledge her And I acknowledge what she said and I agreed with her. First thing first, right? Then now we got to get this time objective. What if, Donna, what if you could put out 2 to 4, and this is on the collaborations slide if you want to take a look at it. What if you could put 2 to 4 hours a week aside, make one sale on the solar, right? Or even 2 to 3 sales on a solar in a month and make a 6-figure part-time just on that.
That could happen.
Okay, check off. I'm done. Now, I know finance is a concern, but let me ask you a question. Is it that you don't have the 200 to get started, or that you just don't see the value in putting that 200 towards the business versus something else?
I could probably come up with it if I cut something out, but
See, there you go. Because there's a difference between somebody who doesn't have it at all and somebody who just doesn't see the value enough to put the money into this, right? Because if they don't have even like $2, there's really nothing, you know, we can do at that point. Well, there is. I have another. I always have a. There's no excuses for me, but I'll help you that way too. But and I'll share that too. But let's say that you on this one you're saying that it's because you don't want to take it from somewhere else, right? And so I'm gonna say, well, I'm glad that first of all, I get it, right? A lot of times, I mean, back in the days, I don't know how they did it with the one job and one person staying at home. Nowadays, you need 2 people income plus a side. And you're still barely a little bit above paycheck to paycheck, right? So I completely get it, and that's where I need to share with you if I haven't done a good job of it already, for you not to see that this 200, what was it that you were saying that you do, Donna?
oh, I'm a nanny. I work and make my own hours watching kids.
Okay. Okay. So you're a nanny, and so when we were sharing that with you, you loved everything because you loved making money and you love all the different businesses, right? That you were saying that we have all under one umbrella. How much do you think, being a nanny and knowing how a business would open, what do you think that you could open a business and with all the fees, all the licensing and all of that for $200?
No, probably not a legal one.
And let's say you opened your own daycare right now. How fast do you think you'll be profitable enough to make 6 figures in the first year?
Oh, not probably at all.
So you're telling me to open up a business that it would take a lot more than $200.99 a month, right? That's for overhead, right? Uh because a daycare would need, a place, or even if you have homes, you still gotta have a lot of overhead to purchase things for the business, right? So
Right.
so and you're not even guaranteed a 6 figures.
That sounds about right.
So do you see how much more value you get here for the $200? But, not only that, but we have a system in place here. We actually have fast start bonuses that will give you $400 in your first month. You think that it would be hard for you to get that ROI back based on just the bonuses you're going to get starting out?
It doesn't really sound like it'll be that hard.
Absolutely. And so think about one solar deal. If you have one solar deal and let's just go with the minimum. I don't like to over say anything, right? I'd rather, under deliver, right? Under promise and over deliver, right? So let's say 3,500. You think one solar sale for 3,500 would not bypass all those fees for you?
Oh, it definitely would.
right? And if you're so that means one solar cell a whole year would pay for your startup plus all the fees for
Right.
just one solar. And so if you can't sell one solar a year, yeah, I think we have to hang up the hat on that, my friend. See how I took it away from her? If she can't sell one solar a year, she can't do this business. You can't always be nice because it's the truth, right? And she's not going to want to say that she can't even do one sale in 12 months. Her ego won't say no, right? Right, Donna?
Right.
So there. Now let's say that we did the other way. Let's say that you really had like $2
Okay.
right now. Okay, so Donna, if I were to ask you, uh, is it because of the value, that the 200, is it because that you don't see enough value in putting the $200 out, or is it you just don't have the money at all?
It's not that I don't see the value in it. It's I just don't have it in my budget right now.
Okay, no worries, no worries. And I'm glad, first of all, I get it. A lot of us don't have it. I've been in that situation as well, right? So I definitely get it. But we actually have a solution for that. So the solution is you said that you love the alkaline water. Do you think you would purchase that?
I mean, it depending on how much it is, I could probably do that.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you're able to offset buying bottled waters, that's a good deal, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because you already have a budget for buying those bottles of waters anyways. Now you're just putting it into your alkaline and filling those jug Stanleys up with water instead.
Okay.
All right. And so if you actually purchase your alkaline system, I can actually give you a referral fee so you can get started in the business without utilizing your own money. How does that sound?
Sounds kind of interesting to me.
All right then. Right now that money and time is out of the equation, are you ready to get started?
Sure. Just let me know how we work that out, and that'll be great.
All right. So see, you got to answer their concerns. And even if they don't have money, ladies and gentlemen, we have a way. Number one, let's just right now, she wants to buy that water system. But let's say that you have a person who doesn't want to, doesn't say it. Maybe she's like, well, I don't have the money to purchase anything and I don't have the money at all. Well, you say you love the business, right, Donna? And you see a lot of potential of making money here, right?
Right.
How serious are you about it? About wanting to get started? Because if you're not serious, I can't help you. But if you're serious, then I can help you. Because the one thing that you can do is either you have the money, right? And get started, or you put in the effort to get started. So do you think you can put in the effort to get started?
Yeah, yeah. That seems more feasible.
All right. Let's do this then. Go ahead and write a name of 20 homeowners that you have. We'll get together, we'll role play a script, and I'll let you go call those homeowners. And if we get a deal, you get started from the referral fee. How does that sound?
Okay.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a solution for everything. So when she does that, we can now put her in. When she brings a deal, do not sign up affiliates. When she brings the deal, then we sign her in as an affiliate. Then we put in the lead for her, and then everybody wins. I don't sign up affiliates unless they bring a lead.
Hmm.
If they want to be affiliate, great, bring me a lead. I'll put you in as affiliate. Right? Because you want value to your business. Right? Because if they think that they can just sign on for free, they'll sign on for free, they'll sit there for free, they'll try to do everything for free. Right? So you want, like, great, bring me a lead. Remember, I said you either have the money to get started in business in general. As entrepreneurs, you either have the money to get started or you have the effort. Which one? Which one you want to do? Right? And we can do that. She can actually get a alkaline cell lead, which will pay in 2 weeks. She can get a solar lead. She can get a ADT security, anything, right? And that's how you get them started without them having any money. So I hope that you guys had a great, training and role play today. um, I hope you're able to get a lot of value from this call, and I can't wait to see you on the beaches of the world. Right? We have eventing, we have travel, we have everything, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm super excited about where we're going. Oh, Miss Carla, you have your hand raised. Go
Yes,
ahead.
this was a really excellent role play this evening, working out the kinks with three ways. 'Cause that's an area that I'm been working on a lot lately, in terms of being the person who is considered quote unquote expert in the particular area. So thank you for those areas of growth. Appreciate that.
Oh, appreciate you. Well, thank you for bringing that, because I know sometimes we all need something. And so it's good for us to bring it to light so that everybody else can learn, right? Because we're all going through some challenge in the business. So it's good to share the challenge. That way we can all work through it and work out of it and break through together, right? So have a great evening, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll see you on that MMC call tonight.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Miss Angel. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Have a
Bye-bye,
great
Patricia.
one.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye.
Thank you, Ms. Angel.